Years ago, where I live, there's this park in Vancouver. It's called Stanley Park. And in Stanley Park, there's these massive, massive trees. And it's about 8 years ago, this crazy storm came in. It was windy, it was raining, windows were rattling. Most people were up at night going, oh my God, the house is gonna blow over. It didn't. But the next morning, we woke up and we looked at our beloved Stanley Park. It's right downtown. It's one of the most beautiful city parks in the world. And it looked like the park had taken a serious haircut. Some of the trees had fallen down. Some of the other trees were still standing. We can learn a lot from ecology. We can learn a lot and relate that to our biology. So I'll ask all of you, what do you think the difference was between the trees that were still standing and the trees that went down?
Root system.
Root system. What else?
Their ability to withstand the force. Their ability to bend.
Their ability to bend. I like that. Sorry? The soil that we're on, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Randomness.
What?
Randomness.
Yeah, randomness for sure. Anything else?
The health of the tree.
Sorry?
The health of the tree.
The health of the tree, absolutely, yeah.
They adapt leaves that actually.
They what?
If they didn't have leaves, that actually protect.
That'll play a role. Tony said something. Tony, I want you to say it louder.
They adapted.
Bingo. Say it again.
They adapted.
The trees that were still standing, the storm came in, and those trees moved with the wind and the rain. They adapted. Based on everything you just said, right? Age, position, soil, roots, leaves, age, all that stuff. But in the end, certain trees adapted to the forest, right? Other trees, the wind came in, the rain came in, the storm came in, they did not adapt. And as a result, can everyone agree with me? Is there anyone in the room who doesn't agree with me? Cool, okay. So, on one side of the spectrum, in biology, what do we say when your system is constantly adapting? If I go outside and it's really cold, what happens? If I go outside with no shirt and it's cold, I start shivering. So what process is my body going through?
Homeostasis.
Beautiful. Homeostasis. Yeah, good. Okay. So if that's homeostasis, what do you think the opposite of that is?
Not homeostasis.
A departure from homeostasis, yeah? Okay, cool. This is what else I can say. We'll get into this, but I believe we're spiritual beings having a physical, mental, emotional experience called life. I believe this is a beautiful vehicle, and there's something so amazing within us that wants to be expressed. And this vehicle allows us to express who we are. When I say I, am I talking about my hand, my arm, my chest, my shoulder, my knee, my hair? When I say I went there. What does that mean? I believe when I say I, that's what I'm referring to, who I am. You guys can call it what you want. You can call it soul, call it spirit, call it life force, call it innate, like BJ, innate and I. Innate and I went to the store today. You can call it whatever you want. But there's an intangible there called my I. And guess what, guys? When we're over here, this is how we feel. Yeah? That's how we feel, right? When we're in this place of constant adaptability. When we're on the other side, that's how we feel. We feel like that. And I spent the majority of the first 18 years of my life feeling like this. But we're here to talk about chiropractic. And chiropractic is a healthcare system. So we're here to talk about your health, right? So let me ask you this. What's optimal health for you? You say, hey, I want to be poster child for optimal health. What does that mean? Throw out some words.
Fit.
Fit.
Energy.
Energy. Ready? Ready? Okay, ready.
Happy. Happy.
Happy? Yep.
Painless. Painless.
Painless? Okay, maybe.
At peace. At peace.
At peace. Okay, one more.
Agile. Agile.
Agile. Okay. Now, if I was to ask you, what is optimal living? Is optimal living any different than optimal health? Okay, give it to me. It's different again.
Social.
Social, okay.
Wholeness. Wholeness.
Wholeness.
Debt-free.
Debt-free is optimal living. Okay. Anyone else? Congruency. Okay. Do you feel that you can live optimally and not have optimal health? Yeah? No. No. Okay, cool. So to me, when I see this as the greatest expression of who you are. Physically, mentally, emotionally. I see you being healthy. I see you being whole. I see you being happy. I see you fully expressing you. I see that eye dance, and I see that eye sing its song. That's what I see. When I see this, when I experience this, not so happy. It's looking for things on the outside to change things on the inside. I see illness. I see disease. I see anxiety. I see sadness. I see depression. Biologically, when we move this way, our cells and our tissues go through cell growth and regeneration. Biologically, when we move this way, our cells go through cell death, degeneration, and decay. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, he said all living organisms are growing and dying at the same time. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. Do you think she's going through more cell growth or more cell death? Cell growth, right? 2.5, 3, 4, 5, lots of cell growth. Okay? What happens though as we age? As we get older? Something switches. Whether it be in our 40s, our 50s, our 60s, or our 70s, we start the process where we start to go through more of this and less of this. Can everyone agree with me on that? But here's the crazy thing. I lived in India for a year, and I spent time in the northern Himalayas, living in communities. And guess what? There was lots of centurions there. I went to Japan, and I went to a place called Okinawa. Do you know Okinawa has the most centurions on planet Earth? That's changing today because of us. But we'll talk about that after. But there was a time they had the most centurions. Do you know what science is saying today? Science is saying that we're supposed to live a little bit longer than people are actually living. Does anyone know what that number is?
200 years.
Not the science I read would entertain me in the future. Maybe you're up to date more than me. I don't know that the number's that high. 125. According to modern science, we believe we should be living to our innate potential to 125 years of age. Do you guys know what the average person in your country is living until?
74.
Late 60s, early 70s. I don't know the American stat, I know the Canadian one. Canadian one's 71. But I'm pretty sure you guys are the same or probably lower. Well, you guys are lower on the health thing. You guys are like 52, I think we're 14 or 15. 70s, 125. Does anyone see a disconnect there? Is there a problem with our system? This thing called healthcare? I know I'm preaching to the choir, but just take me for a second. There's a problem with our system, right? We know it's a disease care system, a disease management system. There's no healthcare involved. Okay. Now, what if I could tell you guys there's something so amazing within you that if you cultivate and you nurture, that I can assure you, you will begin the process of continually moving in this direction. Would that be of interest to you? If I have a bed of soil, guys, right here, okay, and it's like organic, it's like the best soil you can get. And over here, I have the exact same bed of soil. It's organic, from the best farms. But over here, guys, I'm gonna plant seeds in here. I'm gonna plant flowers. I'm gonna plant vegetables. I'm gonna give it sunlight. I'm gonna give it water. I'm gonna nurture it. I'm gonna get rid of the weeds every single day for the next year. What am I gonna have here in a year's time?
Beautiful garden.
Beautiful garden. Flowers, food, goodness. And I'm gonna completely ignore this soil over here. What am I gonna have here in a year?
Nothing.
That's all.
Bad soil, maybe some weeds, right? Same power, same potential, two totally different experiences. I just summed up the health, the well-being, and consciousness and humanity in that example. Can everyone see that? If you cultivate and nurture this and how it's designed to function, this is what your life will be like. If you listen to our system and say, go live your life however you want. Eat what you want, think what you want, do what you want. If you got a problem, you come call us. That's what your life's going to be like. So which life would you rather have?